This evening, MAE'S school on high alert after bomb threat. Public school sweeper cleaners demand salary increases. MOPI to build second entrance to diamond housing scheme. New political party talks youth involvement. In the region, another politician is murdered in Jamaica. And internationally, world faces crisis over mass insect death. Greetings to our viewers in Guyana and around the world. Today is Monday, February 11, 2019, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. This morning began with news of another bomb threat, but this time at a Georgetown area private school. This morning, parents of the students at MAE'S school in Sobrianville, Georgetown, were issued an urgent call to immediately pick up their children from that school. This was in light of a threat on social media over the weekend. Director of the school, Paul Burnett, explains the current situation.
We received the message over the weekend via WhatsApp. It was screenshot and sent, and we immediately acted on it. And because we are concerned about the security of our children and staff members and so on, we've contacted the necessary authorities. They came in today and they swept the building and so on. So we're waiting on the go-ahead from them now to know if it's okay to resume school. School, though, is going to be back to normalcy by Wednesday, the latest.
According to Burnett, this is an especially difficult time for the students, staff, and parents due to another recent incident.
This action will affect everybody, whether it be their performance, because as it is for the past 3 weeks, we've been through so much already. We'd have had the death of our student that we're still dealing with. Now this, we have counselors dealing with our students with that death, and now we have to deal with this, parents' concerns, and we can't just take anything for granted these days. Whether it be a prank, it may be a joke or whatever, we still have to look into it. Because our parents come first, our students and so on. So we have to do what we have to do as an institution to protect them at all times.
The students and teachers were quickly evacuated, and the police and bomb squad could be seen sweeping the building for any signs of explosive devices. The school was given an all clear by the police and should resume to normalcy on Wednesday. In related news, the prime suspect in the University of Guyana bombing threats faced the Georgetown's Magistrates Court this morning. On Sunday, police charged University of Guyana student Shaliza Jaffer Ali with the offense of misuse of a telecommunication device under the Telecommunication Act of Guyana. If found guilty, Jaffer Ali could face a fine of up to $2 million and a jail sentence of up to 6 months. Jaffer Ali has been in custody of the police since last Wednesday after the Alberton police station received an anonymous phone call threatening the school. Former PBP parliamentarian and Speaker of the House Ralph Ramkaran is one of the leaders of the newly formed A New and United Guyana Party. According to Ramkaran, the reported failures of the current government is what necessitated the creation of this party. Wendell Jeffrey has more.
When I left the PBP in 2012, I was determined that I will never again sit in a meeting to plan anything with anybody.
That was Ralph Ramkaran, the former PBP founder member. He was speaking at a youth engagement for his party, A New and United Guyana, ANO. The event was held last night at the Park Rain complex on the east bank of Demerara. The former Speaker of the House said that on leaving the PBP, he thought that his political activism was over because he had spent many years in politics.
Minutes after the rising and you had a business, and here I am doing the same thing.
Ramkaran said that he was happy when the coalition government was formed, especially with their promise of constitutional reform. He said that that elation was short-lived.
And then we were all elated with the coalition government and promise to look into the constitution and reform it. And then the AFC, nothing happened. And after 18 months, the AFC had lost all traction, all support, because of the failure to reform the system. And it was simple why they failed. It was very simple.
Ramkaran said that the coalition government failed in essence because they did not keep their promise to the Guyanese people.
The coalition promised that elections for the presidency will be held separately. The person who brought second will become the Prime Minister. All parties earning more than 15% of the votes will be invited to join the government. That would have meant, in the system that we have, that the PBP will become the president and the PNC will get the prime ministership because the Indian population is larger than the African population.
The former speaker said that the coalition reneged on that agreement and that the system collapsed. He argued that President David Granger has refused to give up his position of power.
Obviously, Mr. Granger was not prepared to leave his post as president, and so the system just collapsed. They couldn't reform the system.
The former PBP stalwart is of the opinion that the much-needed constitutional reform is more likely to happen under a PBP government.
If the PBP gets in power, they're in a slightly better position, but the drive to hold on to all the power, the drive to dominate, the drive to not to share anything, is alive and well. So we have to hold their feet to the fire. So we are a different party, because the opening occurred with the failure of the coalition to change our political system.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, public school sweeper cleaner demands salary increases and MOPHI to build second entrance to Diamond Housing Scheme. But first, here are today's foreign currency exchange rates.
For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
Hello, baby. Yeah.
It's knocked away from Yang Huang.
Yo, why you gotta get away with credit, buddy? I recommend that you from blah blah. You actually gain, but it's not you that buy back the credit when it's done. Buy back because she money from five.
Activate the GTT Fab 5 plan today. For only 5,005, you get free unlimited calls to 4 of your closest family and friends, 5 gigs of data plus 250 text messages, and your Fab 5 friends can call you for free. GTT Fab 5.
Wait. So who we putting as we Fab 5? Yours.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you have a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Listen and hear me good. It's Mashroman in Guyana, and Clearance got this big mash down sale. Thursday the 24th and Friday the 22nd of February. Half off Nike sneakers, 25% off men's short pants, jeans, jerseys, caps, and selected slippers. 25% off Kenneth Cole and Levi's. Half off selected ladies' jeans, tops, dresses, rompers, loafers, sandals, sneakers. Remember, Thursday the 24th and Friday the 22nd of February. Yes! Clearance, mash down the price for mash! Clearance, always keeping you in style.
Hi, Sean. You buy up a lot of KFC.
Yeah. This is my lunch, 9 pieces.
With all of my 34 pieces.
34? No. Don't know because I'm problem since last December. Enough more coming too.
In the Caribbean Court of Justice.
No, at the National Culture Center.
What happened in there?
Link show 34 from the 1st to the 4th of March.
Tickets $2,000, $1,500 and $1,000 at KFC outlets at Regent and King Streets and Mandela Avenue and the National Cultural Center.
Welcome back. A new United Guyana party hosted a public discussion on various national issues over the weekend. One major point was to introduce the youth of Guyana into the party. Wendell Jeffrey was there and he filed this report.
How difficult would it be for me to come here and open up a private practice versus all the people that are working with the government, all the people who are friends of people in power? You know, just as simple as if I open a private practice, will I succeed or will I be what we got?
Last night, the recently launched political party, A New and United Guyana, ANOG, held a youth discussion forum at the Park Range facility in Houston on the east bank of Demerara. There was a relatively modest crowd, and the discussions were focused both on the ills of the two major parties, the PBP and the coalition, and there were also questions on how ANOG would do things differently. Former Speaker of the House and PBP stalwart Ralph Ramkaran pointed out that the political system in Guyana has long stifled the young people, and it forces them to migrate.
And that is what affects a lot of young people today, because they study something and the political system harms them, holds them back, prevents them from moving forward, and they have to emigrate. There is no opening for them.
Several of the young persons in attendance shared their views.
I hope ANUG will be able to reach the less fortunate, because those are the people you need to get. Those are the people that need help.
Benny Sankar, an established rice farmer and now a member of the ANOG party, said that while constitutional reform is good, Guyana's economics is in more urgent need of attention.
What I'm saying to my colleagues is that, look, we can have constitutional reform, but we must also make sure that the well-being of the people are improved and they are exposed to a better standard of life. They mustn't have this problem where they go home in the evening, the children will not have anything to eat.
I think that if we just expanded our reach in the 10 administrative regions, we have more jobs going and more to be done. Because I have to catch a bus from Linden to Georgetown. Every day it's very fatiguing.
I was given an Interland scholarship to study. I also got a scholarship to study in Cuba. So I have benefited from the past government, but I cannot commit, or as I would say to everyone, I can't sell my soul to that regime or to that party because of that reason. Here we formed a party. Basically it would have been formed already, so I understand there is a steering committee. But we see the same faces more or less of persons who would have been in governance or who would have represented us sometime in the past. Mr. Rampran is here, Dr. Jeffrey is here, right? And the mere fact that you have people here who would have had different political allegiances over time, it leads to suspicion.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. A commute to Georgetown will be a bit easier for residents of Diamond Housing Scheme on the east bank of the Demerara in the coming months. George Gonzalez has more on this development.
Since the coalition government took office, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure has laid out a grand plan for improving the way people travel within the region. New roads, bridges, pedestrian overpasses, and highway expansion projects were among them. While the pedestrian overpasses are complete, construction on the vehicle overpass that was planned for the entrance of Diamond Housing Scheme had to be canceled. According to Public Infrastructure Minister David Patterson, the government reserve where the road would have ran was sold to a private individual during the previous administration. Following this discovery, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure entered into negotiations with Demerara Distillery Limited. After months of talks, Minister Patterson was happy to say that the meetings were fruitful. In a Facebook post over the weekend, Minister Patterson explained what has transpired, saying, quote, "With the help and cooperation of DDL, a true giant of a Guyanese company, we were able to access lands for a car park, market, and a second entrance to Diamond. Phase 1, out to tender now, is for the construction of a market and taxi stand. Phase 2, coming soon, is the extension of the road to First Avenue and beyond. Phase 3, to be tendered third quarter 2019, is for the extension of the existing roads to the East Coast East Bank bypass." Initial blueprints and aerial photos show that the space between Diamond DDL Distillery and the Guy Oil Station on the public road will be earmarked for the project. Channel 2 Headline News, George Gonzalez.
Thanks, George. Public school sweeper cleaners are still upset over what they deem are broken promises regarding their salary. Esther Sobers spoke to the workers and tells us more.
So much, but it's just unfair. It's just unfair, man. I don't really want to have much to say, but it's unfair.
Public schools sweeper cleaners are upset. Despite promises from the government, these workers are still awaiting their salary increases and other benefits. Last Thursday afternoon, several disgruntled sweeper cleaners from several local public schools stood in front of the Guyana Public Service Union's office seeking answers from persons tasked with representing their interests.
Once again, we're here at the union. We were to meet as a group this afternoon to discuss a way forward about the sweeper cleaners. December gone last year, there was an increase where they said across the board that cleaners and security would get the money, but so far that has not happened.
In 2017, several months before the nation's public schools went on strike, sweeper cleaners across the country left their classrooms and marched to the streets for better wages, with the GPSU in full support of their actions. But to date, little to nothing has been done to make a sweeper cleaner job a profession with a modest salary wage.
We've been paid under the minimum wage. The union said to us that they write to the president, and from then to now, no response. Is almost 8-9 months going on. And we're not getting nowhere. We vote for a change and we need to feel that change, and we're not getting that. We're not feeling as if cleaners are important. We feel like we treated just like some piece of cloth or some old dirt or something. Cleaners are not being treated fair.
While the GPSU was in solidarity with the sweeper cleaners in the fight for better wages, we sought a comment regarding the matter from the GPSU President Acting, Dawn Gardner.
Good afternoon, Ms. Gardner. Yes, this is over some headline news. We're here with you, these cleaners who are saying they're dissatisfied with their salary they have been receiving. It's not an increase, and they're saying that there are a lot of false promises that was made. Could you just shed a light on it today, because I spoke to you before about these complaints? Just excuse me. Ms. Gardner, any comments on this?
While a sweeper cleaner working hours may be 8 hours per day, as many other public employees, they are still considered part-time workers, even as many of them have provided their services for over 10 years. One of the cleaners even opted to show us her pay slip for the month of December, with her net earnings being $40,413. With this salary earnings has caused a single mother much distress, as she was denied a microloan from a lending institution.
As a sweeper cleaner under the Ministry of Education, you cannot access a loan with that meager salary that we're receiving from this government of Guyana. I approached a commercial bank for a small loan and was denied because they said my salary is under the minimum wage and I'm not qualified for the loan. A small loan of $100,000 I could not have acquired.
However, according to the Minister of Communities, Ronald Balkan, during his presentation, it was announced in the National Assembly last October that security guards and sweeper cleaners under the education sector in Region 4 will benefit from increased salary following the approval of $233 million Guyana dollars. As $77 million Guyana dollars was approved for the increase in salaries for sweeper cleaners and caregivers of the May 25th Daycare Center and payments of salaries for the caregivers of the newly opened Anns Grove Early Childhood Center. For Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away. After the break, another politician is murdered in Jamaica and world faces crisis over mass insect deaths. But before that, here is this week's Bridge Retraction schedule.
What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Listen and hear me good. It's Matrimony in Guyana, and Clearance got this big mash down sale. Thursday the 24th and Friday the 22nd of February. Half off Nike sneakers, 25% off men's short pants, jeans, jerseys, caps, and selected slippers. 25% off Kenneth Cole and Levi's. Half off selected ladies' jeans, tops, dresses, rompers, loafers, sandals, sneakers. Remember, Thursday the 24th and Friday the 22nd of February. Yes! Clearance mash down the price for mash! Clearance, always keeping you in style.
Hi, Sean. You buy up a lot of KFC.
Yeah. This is my lunch, 9 pieces.
With more of my 34 pieces.
34? No. Don't know because of problems since last December. Enough more coming too.
In the Caribbean Court of Justice.
No, at the National Culture Center.
What happened in there?
Link show 34 from the 1st to the 4th of March.
Tickets $2,000, $1,500 and $1,000 at KFC outlets at Regent and King Streets and Mandela Avenue and the National Cultural Center.
switch over to GTT right now, no. Because all this time and money I waste on a cars alone can just send up my blood pressure.
You've come to the right place.
Really?
Once you're switched over with our network, you can activate our Fab 5 plan. With our Fab 5 plan, you can enjoy free unlimited calls with 4 family and friends.
You got to be kidding me.
You will also get 5 gigabytes of data with 250 text messages.
You got to be kidding me.
And your chosen 4 can also call you for free.
You got to be kidding me.
Activate the GTT Fab 5 plan today. For only $5,005, you get free unlimited calls to 4 of your closest family and friends, 5 gigs of data plus 250 text messages, and your Fab 5 friends can call you for free. GTT Fab 5.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news from the region. Reports indicate that a Northern Jamaican opposition party member was murdered over the weekend. TVJ Prime News brings us that story.
Raw anguish on display in St. Thomas Sunday morning. 67-year-old Marjorie Morris, the former councillor of the White Horses Division, was shot at her Albion Boulevard home. Police disclosed that the businesswoman was found with a single bullet wound to the head.
It's a sad day in Jamaica where persons are wantonly murdered by unknown assailants across the country. And we are deeply saddened from the Landau Division and also the PNP family and I suspect across Jamaica.
The former PNP councillor was killed even as the party is still coming to grips with the brutal slaying of Portland Eastern Member of Parliament Dr. Linvale Bloomfield.
Just last week we heard about Comrade Bloomfield, and this week Comrade March. We don't know what is happening, but we are expecting that the police will do their utmost best to ensure that the perpetrators of this heinous crime is brought to justice.
Sources told TVJ News that a man was seen leaving the property by jumping the wall and escaping into bushes. As investigators try to piece together the puzzle, many are asking why and what's really behind the killing.
I spoke to her this morning after 6 o'clock, right? And after a friend come and tell me that if me hear she died. And I said, no, it's not clear. He said, me yesterday shoot her, right? And that's it. That's it. That's all.
So how you feel about it?
I can't describe it, you know. I can't describe it the way I feel because she come like a mother to me and say, she go last night and cook for some people, right? And she said, me I care for you coming on, me I care for you coming, me I come up with you. Right? And that's it.
And in international news, the world's insects are on the road to extinction and could vanish in 100 years, according to the first global review of decades of research into insect populations. Scientists say the findings are frightening and catastrophic.
They're beautiful, sometimes bothersome, but without insects, scientists say life on Earth is under threat. A global review of studies into insect populations shows they're declining 8 times faster than mammals, birds and reptiles. At that rate, the world's insects could disappear completely within 100 years.
The base of the ecosystem is built upon insects. And if the insects disappear, then the whole ecosystems will collapse.
If the insects disappear, we're going to disappear too. The whole agricultural system depends, among other things, on the insects that are most vulnerable to extinction to control the other insects which compete with us for our crops. So this is a brilliant paper, but at the same time one that scares the pants off of any biologist who understands how the world works.
It's not just the place of insects in the food chain that has scientists worried. They pollinate plants, purify the soil and waterways, recycle waste, and have an important role in pest control. And their numbers are declining by 2.5% every year. While climate change and urbanisation are factors, scientists point to the intensification of agriculture as the main culprit. The report's authors say insecticides have little real bearing on food production. Part of the solution is the overhaul of how the world grows its food to be more environmentally friendly.
It's an overly optimistic paper because it mentions the things that we should be doing in order to avoid the extinction of the insects. The point is, we're not doing any of them.
This isn't the first time scientists from around the world have issued a warning about threats to humanity. The first was back in 1993, the second was just last year. The problem is, they say, too few are paying attention. Miriam Nahond, Al Jazeera.
Here's the 3-day weather forecast. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Monday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast and Tuesday evening at 7 for more news. For now, I am Bibi Backus signing out from your newscasting. Thank you for staying tuned and do have a blessed evening.